My mother has a wonderful saying. She says, "It's impossible to hate anyone whose story you know." I wrote a story about what it was like to be trans. I'm 50 years old now. I couldn't say the word transsexual out loud till I was like 40. I couldn't say the word because I was scared. Now I can say it. Transsexual. It's like Beetlejuice. Transsexual, transsexual, transsexual. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with the way I feel, and there's nothing wrong with that word. For a lot of people, especially those who've kept the secret for a long time, finally they're willing to start talking about it. You know, they've been working things out in their head for like 25 years. And right at the moment that they're ready to start talking about it and embracing this new identity, all the people around you, even people that love you, don't know what you're talking about. Are you crazy? What? Okay, so the thing about No Dumb Questions is that it's this positive film, that it brings a spirit of lightness and curiosity and even humor to a subject that can bewilder people and make people a little uncomfortable. My mother, who loves me, is a conservative person. It took her a while to get her mind around this, but the thing that was hard for her was to, literally, what will the neighbors think? There's a lot of shame and embarrassment. How do we learn not to be afraid? By telling your story. And the stories of people who love trans people desperately need to be told. There's a lot of different ways to be human. There's a lot of different ways to be young. There's a lot of different ways to be old. And if you're trans, there's a lot of different ways to be trans. The world contains transsexuals, cross-dressers, genderqueer people, people who even don't have a word for the thing they are, people who don't want a label hung around their neck. And it's such a crime that people don't know that to be gender variant, which is a phrase I always like because it always reminds me of Yosemite Sam saying gender varmint, but if you're a gender varmint, you're cool, and there's nothing wrong with the way you feel. And just because you don't fit into some box that somebody came up with to put you in, doesn't make you less human, it doesn't make you less trans, and it doesn't make you less anything. Most of all, it doesn't make you less yourself. The important thing about the film, and about this whole site, I hope, is that it's a way of making it okay for people to be curious. Please tell your story. And if you don't have a story, what story do you want to hear? What story do you need to hear? What do you need to know? What's the question that you want an answer to? It's by telling stories that people express their humanity and find their truth, share their truth. Stories have the ability to change the world.